Welcome to the Colin with the Boys podcast, where we bring you new content creators every week. I'm Asen, and this is Nathan.
What up?
What up?
What up?
What up? You haven't done what up in a long time.
What are you talking about? I do it all the time.
No, the last few episodes you've been like, I don't know, saying stupid shit like you always do. So I don't know.
I think I said like "Hollow Noble Savage" on one of them, but
yeah, I think that was the last one.
No, I don't know. You got to switch it up every now and then. You say the same old stuff all the time. People probably get tired of hearing it. Plus, you just sound terrible when you do it, so I had to redo it on this episode. Wow.
I say wow a lot.
And there it is.
Anyway, this is episode 46, titled Deer in Headlights, with special guest Fawnnne. Not going to say anything about that. All right. We talked to her about horror, her stream, and we also Urban Dictionary'd her entire social media profile, which was a lot of fun. We got to see what Urban Dictionary thinks of different titles that are on your Twitter. So be mindful, people, that people are Urban Dictionarying.
We'll look it up for sure.
Media. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so let's sit back, relax, and scream. I just wanna crack that with that voice,
No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, so my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause do not invite it. I'm dripping in go call the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire. It ain't nothing like a true bro. Brotherhood.
So, are you Pacific time or Fawnnne?
Yes, I am Pacific time.
That makes sense. She was like, I get ready at what, stream at 6, 7?
Yeah, I stream at 7.
Okay. I was like, fuck, that's in 7 minutes. We're going to run through this one real fast, I guess.
Well, all right then. I guess this is going to be a speed interview.
She's in specific time, actually, not Pacific.
Specific time?
Yeah.
It's a specific time.
Yeah. Specific
You
time.
know, that's one of the funniest things that I hear from people that we have come on this podcast. They always feel like we're interviewing them. And I don't know that we interview anybody. I think we just talk shit and then let them talk shit and find out what these people are about. I don't know. I guess whenever somebody says like interview, I always think of a job interview. Like I'm sitting somebody down. I'm like, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Like I hate those questions.
All right, well, let's turn this into an interview.
What is your greatest weakness?
Yeah, what is your greatest weakness?
And just like stop. Kryptonite?
Yeah,
there you go.
Kryptonite?
That's a good answer. I'll take that. You're hired.
They always ask you, like, I don't want to hear you brag to me about yourself. I want you to tell me what your biggest flaws are. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you that because then you're not going to hire me. Like,
I love the question, why are you interested in this job? And it's like, because I like money and I like existing. And unfortunately, I can't feed myself without money. But if you're asking about why I'm particularly interested in this job, because you were hiring.
Exactly. You know, the thing is, you always have to come up with some BS answer to fluff their ego. I feel that's just what you have to do.
When I was to be like, oh, I'm really interested in your mission statement. I really like the culture here at this company, even though I literally just looked you up 5 minutes ago to remember what it is that I was interviewing for. But whatevs.
Yeah, like when I was in college, there was a class that I had to take that had to like we were learning how to do job interviews in the class.
Oh
like
my God!
One of the lessons, and it was like when they ask you what your weaknesses are, you're supposed to be like, well, my greatest weakness is that I'm such a hard worker sometimes. And
that's such a bullshit
Know,
answer. If you look up like how to answer like popular interview questions, they say never answer that because it's bullshit. They say always answer something that's relatable, that makes you seem like likable without. So they always say public speaking is always the number one great answer for that because it's something that everybody relates to, but it's also something that doesn't necessarily affect your job that you're applying for.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless, of course, you're applying for public speaking position.
You're going to be like a motivational speaker, and they're like, what's
Motivational speaker. I actually can't talk in front of crowds, so...
Can you put a box around my head? Like, I don't want to see
I'm gonna wear a
anybody.
paper bag on stage. I hope you guys are okay with that.
I mean, that's how I am. Like, if I get in front of a large crowd, it could be a large crowd of people I've known my entire life. But if you put me in front of multiples of people that I know and try and make me, you know how you always do when you go to like a new college class, like, so go around the room, tell us your name, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, I always get clammy and I never know what to say. I'm like, my name's Nathan and I like computers. And then I pass it on to the next person.
Well, mine's easy.
Bing. Yeah.
When they ask me to do that, I mean, my easy answer is, my name is Asen, and I was born in Bulgaria. And everyone's like, oh, foreign kid over here. So, yeah, that's what I say. But
Being
anyway.
a socially awkward person, I'm the type that repeats the answer and memorizes it about 10 minutes before I know I'm actually going to get called on. And then it all just kind of comes out in one blurb. And it's like, ah, yes, the one who can't talk right. Excellent.
You just like explode with a bunch of different words and they don't.
Yup. Just like, bleh.
That's the best.
See, I can't do the whole thing where I try and come up with an answer as I'm watching everybody else do their little bit. I know it's coming to me, and I feel like every time I start trying to memorize something that I'm going to say, it just makes it worse whenever it comes my turn, because then I stumble over what I'm trying to remember to say. So I've just got to the point where I just start spitting stuff out of my mouth, and I don't...
Lucky.
Yeah.
Have you ever... Okay, so I have an issue with this, like with meeting new people in real life, is because my name is different, I tend to pay attention so much on making sure they hear how to say my name that I forget what their name is that they just told me when I meet them. And then like 5 seconds later, I'm like, oh shit, what was that person's name? So I don't know. Do you guys have any issues like that where you forget someone's name right after they tell you?
It's not so much forgetting. I don't know what it is. I honestly have a hard time hearing people. So I'm the person that will ask 4 times in a row, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? What? And it's just, it can get embarrassing, but at the same time, it's just like, I warned you. I don't hear well.
Yeah. I mean, I legitimately can only hear like 15% out of my left ear. So I have an
It's so annoying. Like, it's so annoying because anytime we've ever like hung out, or like, he used to live with me back in the day, I feel like, is it your left ear or your right ear that's bad? I know you
It's
just
my
said
left.
it. Yeah, okay. So most of the time whenever I'm talking to him, he turns his left ear towards me. And I think he's literally just trying to drown me out. Yes, you do.
No,
Like, if we go to the movies, I have to sit on his right side so that we can talk about the movie.
Yeah, because if you're on my left side and you're like talking about the movie or something, you're just like, oh, that was so cool. I'd be like, what did you just say?
He just sits there and nods his head.
Or remember that one time when I had a crick in my neck and I couldn't turn my neck to the left? And you would say, he would stand on my left side and tell me something, and I would turn around like Batman, like shoulders and everything, just like trying to hear what he's saying.
I do remember that.
Oh man, good times. But so one thing we like to do on the show is creep on your social media. So
Okay.
we actually came up with a new segment for you specifically today.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Aw,
gonna
I'm
be,
so honored.
yeah, it's actually going to be really fun, I think. And the segment's called Urban Dictionary Your Social Media.
Ah, okay. This is going to be hard.
Okay, so
Man, I don't even know how many times I had to use Urban Dictionary just when I started streaming alone because I didn't know half the terms. Like, I didn't. And before I even had like Better TTV installed, I didn't know what poggers meant. I was like, what? Why did people keep saying PogChamp? What is poggers? And then I looked it up and I'm like, wow, I feel really, really dumb right now, but I deserve this. So,
I still don't know
yeah.
what some things mean on Twitch. Like, I've learned Kappa at this point, and Poggers and
Mhm.
PogChamp, but I don't know what Monka S is. Still, I don't get it.
It's just like another expression, like like poggers, but this is I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah,
I mean, like honest, like it's like a gut feeling at this point. It's just like I know which emote to use. And what really gets me is when I can't use emotes in text messages. So I'll be like joking with my friends, and then I'll start to write Kappa, and I'm like, they're not going to know what that means.
The worst part
back it up
is when you start saying it when you're talking to people like at work. People will say something like poggers, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
It's like, oh man, you weren't supposed to see this side of me. Damn it! Now I have to quit, and I have to go find a job elsewhere.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Nathan, you actually do that a lot. You actually I don't know about poggers, but you definitely say lol a lot.
Yeah,
who doesn't say lol?
I'm like lol.
Like, just laugh, dude. What the fuck? So tell me lol.
I usually laugh and then say it. I don't know why, but
well, what I really love about lol is that now it's more akin to like lol isn't actually like laughing out loud. It's more like.
Yeah, exactly. That is true.
It's just like that like weird breathy laugh.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Where your face actually doesn't change, but it's just like, and then you write lol.
Lol.
But everybody knows what you mean.
That's the best thing ever. Okay.
I don't know who got me hooked on this, but I've started saying yikers. Like at work all
Your
the time. Like, was it? I don't know if it was him or one of the people from Discord.
So
maybe it is Michael then. I don't know. Yeah. But my boss said something to me actually today, because today was my 2-year anniversary, and he was back there giving me his little personal review, which was really cool. And we were talking about some parts afterwards, and I was like, yikers. And he just kind of looked at me. I was like, oh, God.
I was going to say, he actually brought you back, and he's like, all right, man, you've been here for 2 years. We need to talk about your vocabulary here at work. No more yikers.
No more poggers, because no one knows what that means.
Exactly. I really love it when in public I go, yeet.
Yeah.
Or ree. Because then that's when people really look at me, and it's like, right.
Right.
You guys live in this world. I don't. I'm visiting. Let me go back to my cave.
All right. So we went through your social media, mostly Twitter, and we Urban Dictionary'd every single part, or not every single part, but your descriptions.
Okay, man.
Wait, what?
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say what was on the profile. Then I'm going to say what the definition was on Urban Dictionary, and you can tell me how accurate that is to what you meant by having it on the profile.
All right.
So, Scream Queen. A female star of a horror film, so named because she spends a lot of time screaming.
Yeah, that's accurate. I don't know if you guys have seen my stream.
Yeah, you mostly play like horror games, and in your clips there's a lot of screams and
I've had people tell me, and I've honestly thought about putting this out as a warning. They'll say, I had your stream on low, like volume wise. I heard you across the room through my headphones. I'm like, I know. That's why I tell people, turn your volume down to at least 30% or lower, because you will experience trouble hearing after you listen to me stream.
Yeah.
I can't help it, man.
I thought it was hilarious. I watched one of your clips where you were, I don't remember what you were playing, but your mom came into the room and you looked over and you screamed because your mom came into the room.
Yep, that was BioShock, and I hadn't even started the stream yet. I was still looking at the at my monitor. She just I get startled very easily. I can't help it.
Oh man. Now you just need sound effects. So all of your viewers can
I
scare
need
you
that
all the time.
I need that Twitch extension where people can pay bits to put in sound effects, because I mean people would love that too much.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do something like that, or a lot of streamers do cooldowns on their stuff, so you can't do it. Kid Cisco, one of the APM streamers. He has his on a minute and a half cooldown, I think, so you can't spam it, which is good.
probably be up to like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Five
that's
minutes,
gonna,
yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I already scream enough on my own. Probably don't need to have people be able to do it every minute.
That's true.
Just might break the button.
That's true. Or have it as like a sub or a donation.
A sub perk. There we go.
Yeah, like a sub perk, or like when someone like donates like $5 or more or something, it just comes up with like a blood curdling scream or something that just scares the shit out of you in whatever you're playing.
that'd be
One
terrible.
of my own screams played back at me. Perfect.
So you play a lot of horror games. Would you say you are a fan of the horror genre?
I absolutely love the horror genre. It really does have a special place in my heart. I mentioned this a couple of times, mostly earlier on in my streaming career, which isn't super old to begin with. But the reason I actually got into streaming was because my brother brought it to me. There was a period of my life, 2016, where I don't know if I developed it or it just started reoccurring, but I actually have insomnia. I have difficulty sleeping. Biggest issue is actually falling asleep. And my brother introduced me to Markiplier. And the first series that we watched were all of his FNAF games, Five Nights at Freddy's, which, for those of you who don't know, is a very, very popular cult classic horror game.
Yes.
And I found that after watching them, like, I would build up all of this adrenaline while watching it that would like dissipate, and I would actually be able to sleep much better.
That's so crazy.
So
that's awesome.
It became a thing that I would watch horror games to fall asleep. And, you know, I mean, obviously you guys can tell that I don't do well with horror games. I'm pretty easily scared, but I still love them. It's honestly like a masochistic type relationship, me and these games, but it's just something phenomenal. And I absolutely love them, no matter how scary or gory they get.
Yeah, I mean, I know Nathan doesn't share that feeling, but I definitely do. Like, I like listening to true crime podcasts. I like listening to stuff like that. That's just like horror. I love horror movies. I love horror games, things like that. And I know what you mean by it. You get like that adrenaline, and you kind of feel like if it really happened, you would have some kind of edge over other people in real life just by playing and watching horror movies.
I don't know about that specifically, just because I'm like such a special starfish. I've asked my viewers, like, okay, guys, let's think about it. How long do you think I would actually survive in a zombie apocalypse, given how well I play at these games and also my my ability to be scared? They'd be like, realistically, probably a day. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
You would probably be patient 0. Like,
it's
be
either
the first one.
Exactly. It's either I'd be like the first one infected, or the fact that I've been able to just rationally go through all of the steps of like horror games over and over again. It's like, maybe I might be one of the last survivors just because I'd be holed up at a Costco. But yeah, no, it's probably more on the side of like first.
Yeah, or like your mom would be first, and then she'd enter the room and you'd scream, and then you'd be the second, because where would you go at that point?
Oh goodness.
See, this is why I don't play scary games. I don't watch scary movies. Like, I just don't even want to fucking think about it. Like, if it's time for me to go, I'm going, whether it's by a zombie or a car crash. Like, I don't care.
So Nathan, what you're saying is if there was a zombie apocalypse, you give me permission as I'm running to push you forward so that the zombies
into
get
them,
you.
like, be your bait? Absolutely not. I ain't being nobody's bait. Like,
no, I think what he was saying is that if he does anything except, all right, just stops in the middle of the street and says, my time has come, then we are allowed to kill him, because he's deviating from his actual pattern of behavior, because he said he would just accept it.
Yeah.
So then you're allowed to push him, because he's breaking his promise.
We should do like Walking Dead Twitch version. There'd just be a bunch of like Twitch streamers and see how long they would survive. Like three days. or
I
something.
feel like I could probably survive a little while.
Probably,
like
but you have like the gun background, so like for you, you'd be able to like bring out an arsenal and
Dude, I got the Royal Rangers background, bro. Okay, that's like the Christian version of the Boy Scouts is basically what that is. Okay,
the Royal Rangers.
Yeah, that's what they were called.
I'm sorry, I thought that the Boy Scouts were already a Christian organization.
Are they? I have no idea. I wasn't part of the Boy
know.
Scouts. Like, I wasn't cool enough. So,
Well, no, you just told us you were part of something even geekier. The Royal
hey,
Rangers.
come on now.
Royal Rangers. Anything with Royal just sounds like the British version. So, are you sure it wasn't like the British version of the Boy Scouts?
I'm 100% positive, dude. I went to competitions and everything. All right. I don't think I have any trophies to prove. What?
Did you guys tie knots together?
No, I think what I did was Pinewood Derby. Like, you built cars out of like pinewood. Hence Pinewood Derby. But you like build the cars out of it. You like cut the shape of the profile and you add the weights and the wheels and they put them down these tracks and it's whoever has like the fastest cars and things. Yeah, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was a South Park episode about it.
Was there really?
Yeah.
Was it about the Royal Rangers or just Pinewood Derby races?
No, it was the Boy Scouts and Pinewood Derby racers.
It's just the same thing. It's just like a church organization, I think.
Oh, yeah, probably. It's probably not like a countrywide thing like the Boy Scouts. Which,
yeah, probably.
It might be. It's just probably smaller.
I'd have to look at it.
By the way, I think they're just called the Scouts now, aren't they?
Yes, they are, because they're getting sued by the Girl Scouts because of the lack of the term boy, because it's infringing on their copyright as well.
Well,
their trademark.
The Scouts.
Now, wait. I heard they were getting sued because they wouldn't let girls into the Boy Scouts. Or is that fake news?
I think that was a while ago. Since then, they have determined that they're going to allow girls, hence the whole losing the boy aspect of the Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what's bringing up the suit between the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts of America.
Jesus
of course,
Christ. Like, what is...
It's like the girls being able to do like boy stuff and vice versa, I suppose.
I have no idea. Hey, they want to do it, let them do it. Like, I don't know what the big problem is.
Well, it's not anything to do with like who can do what. It's just like, you know, if you were called the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts and then someone decided to take out the word boy, wouldn't you get confused about which one's which? If somebody was the Scouts.
That's true.
And the Girl Scouts?
Yeah.
Since the Girl Scouts have been letting boys in for the past so and so many years, that's really the issue right there. It's just a confusion. That's why it's a trademark issue, I think, or copyright. But anyhow.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was the first part of what we saw on your social media. So which we'll probably talk about that a little more later. But second part was Magic Girl. Now, this could mean a lot of different things, but obviously Urban Dictionary has their own. And this one I think is wrong. I think the Scream Queen was on point. Now, this one says a type of genre in anime that is targeted towards girls preteen and below.
So, I mean, that's the thing, is that I used to be like really into manga and anime, actually. And I mean, I guess the Urban Dictionary is kind of right. I don't think it's necessarily a preteen. But no, it's just kind of, I mean, that's definitely not what I intended it to be. Actually answering your question, it was more like, I don't know. It's just.
Is it like, because I mean, we've seen like some of the like TCG stuff you've done with like Gwent and stuff like that. So that's what we thought it would mean, is like maybe Magic the Gathering. Or
oh no, I have not been able to ever in my life get into Magic the Gathering. It's not my kind of, it's not my cup of tea. It's more like just the idea of being unique, I think, is what I was going for. It's just kind of like, and I think that this kind of calls to any streamer, is somebody wanting to kind of define their own niche.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I mean, you have,
yeah.
like one of the other guests we've had on, Dr. Gluon, for example, he has a fez. He wears a fez. And that's just so unique to him that when you think of the fez streamer, it's Dr. Gluon. And you have your thing, not the magic girl part, but you have like your cat ears. Like, I'm sure there's probably other streamers that do it. I don't know. I haven't seen.
You're the first one I've seen.
You're the first one that I've actually seen that has like cat ears on, and I'm like, oh, that's unique and different. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I mean, I can go out and say this since this is something, but I mean, I don't really believe in any kind of religion, and I've kind of put that forth on my stream before, but I am actually a practicing witch. And that's, it's kind of, it's not something I necessarily talk about too much, but it is something that is kind of intrinsic to my personality and to my character.
Now, okay, so with the whole witch thing, I also saw you were a Harry Potter fan. So is it like that type of witch, or like explain what you think, like what you do as a practicing witch, for example?
Is this like Wiccan? Like, is that what? No.
So no, Wiccan is an organized religion. It's more like, for me, when people think of the term magic, they think Harry Potter, or they think I don't even know at this point.
I think World of Warcraft. That's what I mean.
World of Warcraft. Yeah. It's more like, for me, magic is science that we cannot explain just yet, because there is something being, somebody who doesn't believe in any kind of organized religion, somebody who doesn't believe in like this higher power that created the universe, is that going back to Einstein and Newton and all of the original scientists who have formulated our understanding of physics, matter cannot be created or destroyed, which is to say that at some point or another, everybody has been a part of something else within this universe.
Right.
And it's kind of like the idea that we're all interconnected in that sense on a molecular atomic level.
Yeah, you're going
my fucking mind.
Yeah, you're going far deeper than my mind's ever gone. So
no, like I completely understand. I agree with you, and that's really cool to how you kind of look at that, because there is a lot of things we can't explain, and because we can't explain it, it kind of is magical in its own way. Like, how does that happen? And since we don't know, it's completely fucking out of our mind, and it's magic, I guess. I mean, that you could definitely call it that. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I like it. So is that kind of like what you're going with as far as like a practicing witch? Do you like do any voodoo, any like voodoo dolls killing people? Like,
no, it's more like just the way people pray or meditate. It's really just kind of like trying to, like, seeking guidance, I suppose, in that sense. But, using my own history and my own experiences with the world to kind of figure out where to move on from there. It's not as, people usually, when they hear that, they think it's, crazy people who are witches or Wiccan or pagan or whatever. They're, nonsense. They believe in like casting curses or hexes and whatnot. And
goats,
it's not really
stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not as glamorous as all that. It's just for me, it's a different rationale of thinking about the world and how things relate and come together with one another.
Yeah,
makes sense.
And
Well,
it's
cool.
like it's a principle behind what makes coincidence.
Yeah, I really like that. So that's magic with the witch thing. So that's pretty cool. And the last part, and this is my favorite on the answer that I found, was just the little part that, I see this a lot. It's not anything like too unique or anything, but you put like, I don't bite ... hard.
Yeah.
So I put that into Google and just to see what I'd find.
Okay.
It was funny. He was like, how do I search for this? I was like, just type that phrase in, type in, I don't bite ... hard, and then put, what did I say, answer? Or what does it mean? I don't remember how you put it in there.
I don't bite ... hard meaning. And then
Yeah, meaning, the meaning
one of
of
the
it.
first sites is called Girls Ask Guys, and some guy is just anonymous on there asking, when a female says I don't bite ... hard, what does she mean by that?
I'm looking at it right
Yeah.
now because I too am curious about this.
The top comment, most helpful guy. It means she's looking for a guy with a sense of humor, and you're not it.
Oh, that's probably my favorite answer to anything like that could ever come up. That was hilarious.
I
Oh.
love that so much. I was like, I have to bring that up.
That's excellent. That's definitely not what I meant. It's more like I like the probably the Sarah Barra version. She's just teasing. Don't be shy. She's teasing. It's more like I have a dry sense of humor at times, and it's just more like I have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, anybody who comes into my stream knows that the majority of chat is just about mocking me, making fun of me, and I absolutely love and welcome it. I think, you know, that is what my stream aims for. I want to make a place where people feel welcome, because the reason I got into streaming was because I, you know, aside from the whole insomnia bit, was just I needed a place where I felt comfortable, and I needed something that would make me happy and relaxed. And I just kind of decided to do streaming out last because I wanted to put that back out into the universe, into the world. You know, I benefited from this this relationship, from this product, this service that's out there, and I want to be a part of that and give that to somebody else who might need it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like building a community around that, a welcoming community, is really, I mean, what you want to aim for. And that's, I mean, this, I know I read, you know, what I just read from the top comment, but I definitely, you know, when I read it, it was more of like a teasing thing. You know, you're kind of showing them that you're playful and welcoming with saying something like that. So it's definitely not that you're looking for a sense of humor, and then, you know, they're not it. But I thought that was a hilarious comment, so I had to bring
that
it up.
that is pretty humorous.
I'm a littler. Good Lord, I can't even say the word.
You're a littler, okay?
Yeah, I'm a littler.
you're a
Well,
littler.
I am a littler person. I'm a literal. Jesus, somebody help me out here. Literal person. There we go. I got it. So whenever I read things like that, I immediately just take it for the literal meaning as soon as I read it. So I'm like, all right, she bites. I'm like, what? So what? I bite people too. Like, it's not that big a deal.
You bite your wife.
I
why
think
she
I
has
have
bite
bitten her
marks
a few
all over her.
times. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our little new segment that we had for you. So I thought that was interesting to see.
That
But
was fun.
so about the kitty ear headphones, like, are those an
Yes.
addition or part of the headphones, or like how?
They are additions. You can buy them on razor.com. They're called the Kraken kitten ears,
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah.
So I actually saw these through another streamer, Cupcake, if you guys are familiar. She's a Overwatch streamer. She's a Mercy main, mostly support main, but she is sponsored by Razer, and she was doing a giveaway for the entire Kraken headset. And I saw these and I immediately wanted them. And my friend asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I told her this was it. These are what I wanted, and I finally got them, and I'm so excited because I love them.
Yeah.
I adore them.
Now, is that like how long? First of all, how long have you been streaming since you started?
I started the last week of March, actually, March 24th, I believe. to
Of
be
this year?
exact. Yep.
Oh, very nice.
Mhm.
And like, did you? I guess if that would answer if I knew when your birthday was, but like, when did you actually get the ears?
So she got them for me on my birthday, which was in June,
Okay.
June 10th. We did actually a big stream about it, which was awesome. I didn't actually pick them up until about August because she lives 2-3 hours away from me. So I kept forgetting to pick them up. But yeah, I haven't taken them off since then.
You're just wearing them. You're probably wearing them right now.
I am. I mean, I have to have my headset and I don't have speakers.
Yeah. Who does these days?
Hey,
Like-
I just got a sound bar for my computer. All right. So
Did you really?
Yeah, dude.
God, what
Okay,
a
so-
loser. Look at
Hey,
you.
look. Now here's the reason why. Okay, so whenever we watch movies on the computer, like Harry Potter, for instance, I had to bust out the Y splitter for the headphones for the mixer, and I had to give Anna my Corsair headset so that she could hear what was going on. I was like, well, this is stupid because then you've got, I had both microphones, one pointed at me, one pointed at her, and then you had two cables stringing across and you couldn't move. It was a mess. So I went and got a soundbar. Well, Anna bought me a soundbar for Christmas. She gave it to me early. But now if we want to watch movies on the computer, I've got a soundbar. I don't have to have headphones on.
Well, there you go.
Problem solved.
You're still, that's still stupid. So
Shut your mouth.
I mean, I would get speakers if I could, but living at home, it wouldn't be fair for everybody else to have to listen to all of the horror games that I play on top of all of my screaming. So I figured I would probably be nice enough about this and just, keep it to myself.
So, yeah. So is it true you don't actually have ears? It's just your cat ears?
That's correct. I don't have ears. Like Van Gogh, I just cut them both off.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. That's awesome. And the ears on top of your head, they're attached to your head, obviously now. Like Razor implanted them.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
The whole
awesome.
headset itself is just all connected, like a cyborg.
Yeah, all this new technology is just amazing, right? Like you're able to do
Mhm.
things like that these days. So that's pretty cool.
The first time I actually saw a set of those little kitty ear headphones, there was a guy, he's probably late teens, maybe early 20s, walking down the sidewalk with he had like the green Kraken headphones on, plugged into like an iPod, and it had little cat ears on the top of it. And like I literally was like, my younger brother was in the truck with me. I was like, what the F is on top of that kid's head? Like I had no idea what it was. Like I literally did like a rolling stop. Like I came almost to a complete stop driving down the road trying to figure out what was on this kid's head.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like those
He's funny.
Those furry tails. You're gonna start seeing those eventually, and they'll be implants at some point too.
They can be implanted technically. Anyways,
okay.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to get me one of I'm definitely gonna have to get me one of those tails. Could you imagine the look you'd get from people just having that outside your pants walking around town?
Hell yeah, dude. They're gonna start
we're gonna
making
do it.
jeans with like holes just for your tail.
Just has a hole right in the butt crack of your jeans. That'd be hilarious.
Isn't that what they did in Jumanji when the little kid turned into a monkey?
I
They
think
just
so,
ripped
yeah. Yeah, they did.
I
That's funny.
haven't seen that movie. Everyone that's seen it said it was really good, and I've always meant to watch it. I've never watched it.
The original Jumanji or the second Jumanji?
The second one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you haven't seen the original one, I'm not
Yeah.
sure how
Yeah.
you're here.
She's like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to leave.
Yeah, we're just
Like,
gonna have to kick you out, and the rest of this will be just.
I guess it could be cold one with the boy, like you always say it's gonna be eventually.
like I always
so.
say, it's gonna be the cold one with the boy today. But okay, so we always like to kind of talk about the name. So how did you come up with Fawnnne, or as your Twitter says, Effie? So is one of them your real name?
Well, no. Although I would not be opposed to being named Fawnnne. I've always kind of been drawn to strange names.
Mhm.
My mom actually did want to name me Chantilly Lace. No joke. She
Like
lost
the
that
full
argument. Yeah, Chantilly Lace.
For the
Wow,
first
that's a-
name,
It's a long
Yeah.
name.
isn't that like a specific type of lace?
It's a specific type of lace but it's from the song Chantilly Lace.
Nope, never heard
Oh.
it.
Oh, I remember
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
So
Chantilly Lace had a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down. Yes, she loved that song so much she wanted to name me that. Which,
Wow.
I could see growing up as a child probably would have caused a lot of teasing, but I already got that anyway, being a nerd. Looking back on it, it would have been, cool. But no, I just wanted to kind of, Effie is a spinoff. It's a nickname, and I wanted to just go with something based closer off of that. And it just so happened that, Fawnnne, I just, I love puns. And Fawnnne ended up being like a really good base for a lot of puns. Like I'm Fawnney because I'm funny.
But I'm
Yeah. Or my favorite, the last series that I played, Dying Light, was about zombies, and it was brilliant. I just had this like eureka moment where it's just like Fawn of the Dead instead of Dawn of the Dead. Like it was just it just, I don't know, it's kismet. It just came to me.
Yeah, that's I mean, I really like the name, and I just like, I've always been into fantasy genres like Lord of the Rings and Warcraft and all that stuff. And fawn has always been one of those words that's like associated with like druids and the like nature and things like that. And I thought it was a cool name, regardless of whether like you had anything to do with like an actual fawn.
Well, I mean, if you've watched my stream at any length and then you think of a deer, I am 100% a deer. I'm awkward.
I could see that, like 100%.
I'm like just like super nervous acting, and then I'm like just like really, really loud, and I'm just clumsy. It's like watching a baby deer.
And then if someone shines a light at you, you just
freeze.
I freeze.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I could definitely see that. That's pretty awesome. So you've been streaming since March?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so you went to TwitchCon already, first year. Have you been before? Like before as like a viewer?
No, I hadn't. I really hadn't been interested in doing any kind of conventions because I'm not a person who thrives in crowded situations.
Right.
To put that delicately. But I knew that as somebody who wanted to take streaming seriously, I was going to have to get over myself and go. And I'm so absolutely happy that I did, because it was an amazing experience that, I wouldn't trade for anything except maybe a little bit more organization next year. Twitch, if you're listening.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, we've definitely heard about that with TwitchCon this year, but that's really cool. And it's really cool to hear that, because, a lot of people may feel the way that you do. Like they're like, oh, why is it worth going as someone that doesn't thrive in social situations? But I mean, especially if you have a following, you have friends, you knew people, and it's not hard to fit in. I mean, everyone's a freaking nerd,
Yeah.
Nerds rule the world now. So, like there's plenty of people that you can find common ground with. So definitely worth going. And that's our big thing that we're trying for 2019 is we want to make it out to TwitchCon as well. The full APM squad.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna be nervous, dude. I'm just gonna stay plastered the entire time. Have my drunken courage wings. I'll be good to go. Like I'm just gonna carry a flask around.
Wings.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that you were alone in any respect. I feel like a lot of people were doing that.
I think Kilroy, I think he said, was drunk almost every day. So
I was right there with him. So.
Yep. I mean,
yeah,
we're gonna have to do that. So everyone's just gonna be plastered the whole time, Nathan. That's
hell yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so back to the little Scream Queen thing. I wanted to say this earlier, but like, what's your favorite horror movie?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually watch horror movies because
Thank God.
yeah, well, I mean, I've been wanting to just because I got into horror games. But yeah, I'm just like the only reason mostly is because horror movies for me fall into one of two categories. One, they're well written and they get you scared and then I have nightmares. Or they're really, really terrible, super predictable, and they're
Yeah.
based almost entirely on jump scares, which to me isn't something that I'm interested in. But I will say that, you know, the 1, 2, 3 horror movies that I have seen, one of them was excellent. I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, and that was great. And it was the remaster,
The original.
not the original ones, the new one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I can't. The word isn't coming to me right now.
It's the one with like the new actor. Like it wasn't played by the
Yeah.
old guy that played Freddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Whatever you
I
call that.
actually haven't seen that
Remake.
one.
That's the word.
Remake. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen that new one. Like I like to watch horror movies, but I haven't seen that one, so I guess
I've never seen it
should see
either.
Mhm.
Well, you don't watch horror movies.
Well, it was good, and you know, I would like to watch more movies like that. But I mean, if I'm being honest, the reason that I don't watch horror movies is because I really just don't have time in general
Yeah.
for watching movies or TV of any sort. Because if I'm not actively working on my stream, then I'm working on one of dozens other projects that I've got going on, most of which are related to my stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Like on your, I definitely checked out your artist page, and then you're also you say you're a programmer.
Yep.
Like, is that something you do freelance or?
Well, I actually got I got my education actually March, right before I picked up streaming. I kind of did that as like a graduation gift to myself. I bought myself like a whole new PC setup just for streaming. And I do it freelance, but I haven't really focused on it as much just because I wanted to make a real go, like an actual 100%, you know, balls to the walls go of streaming. So it hasn't been the forefront, but yeah, I do code. I'm a web developer, designer, and yeah, I do back end, front end, all that stuff.
Oh God.
I'm gonna throw out the only words. I'm gonna throw out the only words I know for programming. You have C#,
oh my God.
JavaScript,
I literally just told you
C++.
beforehand.
Hey, I knew about C++ and Java, okay? And that's about the extent of my programming knowledge. So now you guys can talk your nerd programming stuff because I'm gonna be lost.
Yeah, I was in college for I never finished, but I was in college for 3 years for software engineering. So I know some Java, and I know a lot of little, like basically a lot of languages. That's what I was trying to say.
Got it. You know a little of everything. It's a jack of trade.
Yeah, and I don't have any kind of mastery in any one language that I can just be like, oh, I can make this appear however I want to. You know, I'd have to do a lot of research to ever get a project done in any one language. But
well, that's what I absolutely love about the programming field is that it's such an open community, and a lot of problems are crowdsourced. Like, you know, I've been building an app for my community, and it's actually gonna be published hopefully either today or tomorrow based off of I actually have to get in communication with Amazon about that, but you know, well, mostly it's for a web services account. That's not actually like Amazon's going to be like footing the bill or anything. No.
That'd be wild.
No, it's just most of, you know, whatever I couldn't solve on my own making my app, you know, I found, you know, 100 other people who had the exact same problem, and I could just look and see, you know, who helped them, what did they say, what ended up working for them, and I can just, you know, work through my issues the same way. It's not something like the industry isn't like closed doors, like nobody's allowed to know how I did this, or it's not like medicine, or some medicine, or like or like weapons or
Right.
anything like that. It's not like the Cold War. It's it's people genuinely trying to help other people, and it's just it's wonderful. It's just like Twitch. It's just I'm constantly surprised by how helpful people are in this sector.
Yeah, that's one thing I definitely learned, going through school is you hear, in every other class you ever did, let's say you were in a history class, they're like, oh, no plagiarizing, you have to put it in your own words and blah, blah, blah. But in coding, it's always like encouraged, like you can copy as much code as you want, do whatever you want, just make sure you know what the code is doing.
Yep.
But other than that, it's like, if you can find a code that's already out there that does what you need it to do, copy it. Don't like sit there and struggle with a piece of code that could take you a long time to figure out. So that's what I really liked about it. Everything was encouraged to do things like that. And you could actually get things done that were much cooler than maybe what you could actually accomplish yourself that way. But it is a really supportive community, like Twitch. So, well, some parts of Twitch.
Some parts of Twitch, yeah.
For the most part, it's pretty awesome. I'm constantly floored by people in my own community, people that I've come across in my friends' community, like just for the amount of trolls that any one person deals with, or even the amount of trolls that anybody expects. There are just like 100, 1,000 people who just completely wipe away and undo all of the evil that could be done by one troll, just because most people are just when we go onto Twitch, and it's a big aspect of how Twitch differs from YouTube, people don't go onto Twitch for the amazing gameplay. People don't go on it for for tutorials. People don't go on it for let me hear a review. They're going on there for the community,
right?
Because if you wanted just the static information, you'd go on YouTube, and YouTube still kind of thrives as that being its number one aspect. But Twitch is all about community, and that's always been central to the platform itself. I mean, chat is that's such a huge part of what makes Twitch such a unique platform, especially compared to even like YouTube Live that they've been trying to do, or is it YouTube Red? I don't even know. But you have to pay an extra certain amount in order to actively speak with the person who's streaming on YouTube. Like, it's not just something that's inherent in the platform.
What?
Dumpster fire YouTube, that's what we call it.
Yeah, we've been we've talked to several YouTube streamers and people that have been big on YouTube in the past, and all of them are switching to Twitch, no matter if they did videos like you're saying, like tutorial or whatever. It's just a better bet, like your best bets to go on a Twitch instead, because YouTube is at every turn they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, and one of these days there will be some company that comes out that's going to overtake them, I think. But right now they kind of hold that market, and it sucks. They're the only ones that really hold the video market. But anyway, so Harry Potter.
Yeah.
We talked about this a few episodes ago, but we have recently watched Harry Potter for the first time.
For the first time.
Yeah,
First time.
Nathan and I watched them through for the first time about a month ago.
Wow.
I've just started listening to the books too at work, so I'm halfway through the first book. I'm going to listen to them all.
Yeah, and like we're way behind the train. Like the movie's completed a long time ago, and now like the books were already out, and we're just like way behind on that train. But we both really enjoyed it. So like since you've liked it for a long time, like I guess what I'm trying to say is like, what house do you fit in? And then what do you think Nathan and I fit in? Just from this conversation.
Just from this conversation. I mean, honestly, I think the majority of people are Hufflepuffs, and nobody wants to admit it. And I don't know why, because Hufflepuff is such a reliable house. I mean,
I would pick Hufflepuff for you for sure. Like Fawnnne would definitely be a Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that, but at the same time, like, what's really funny about the Harry Potter series, and they mention it in the very first book, is that, or I think it was it's in the second one, I believe, when Harry's talking to the Sorting Hat, is that the Sorting Hat tells him, like, you went into Gryffindor because you asked to be put in Gryffindor. People put so much, not faith, but like determination in what other people make of them, that they don't really think to ask, like, what do I make of myself? Like, if anybody in the Harry Potter world had said, I want to be in Gryffindor, I'm sure that the Sorting Hat would have put them there. People get so obsessed with what they think they should be based off of what other people tell them to, that they don't think about what they should be based off of what they want.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the Sorting Hat was originally going to put him into Slytherin. Like, that was the first thing that he was like, oh, you'd do really good in Slytherin. I think you'd be a good fit there. And he's like, no, anything but Slytherin. Put me in Gryffindor.
Yeah. I mean, I think that applies to a lot of characters. Like, I think Hermione probably would have been Ravenclaw.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably had something to do with talking to the Sorting Hat, but who knows? So for you, I already know what Nathan's house is, but I don't think you're a Hufflepuff.
Who, me?
No.
Me?
Fawnnne, yeah. You're a very nice person. Don't get me wrong. I don't think you're like an unlikable person or something. I just don't think you're Hufflepuff.
All right. What would you say that I am?
Man, not Hufflepuff? No. Like Ravenclaw or Slytherin?
I could see that. There's a running joke between myself and a bunch of my friends, actually on a different Discord server, where I like to play both sides of an argument, but more like in a chaotic neutral way, which is exactly what I call myself.
Devil's advocate.
It's like devil's advocate, but it's devil's advocate to the point where I'm poking fun at both people, like a third party, and it's always been a lot of fun. So I could see myself as being like a Ravenclaw, Slytherin, not a Gryffindor. I think I'd be a mix of the other three, but yeah. I've always felt like Gryffindor was always too full of themselves. Like, everybody wanted to be to be Gryffindor growing up. I mean, I won't lie. When I went, was it for the fourth book, when they did the launch for the fourth book, me and my stepsister dressed up in our robes. We didn't camp, but we stood outside the Barnes and Nobles in our area for like 2 hours in the cold. Super excited to go in, get sorted, and all that stuff. We were both hoping to be in Gryffindor, and I ended up getting, I think she got Ravenclaw, and I got Hufflepuff or Slytherin, and I was so upset about it. But looking back on it, it was just like, honestly, it was just they told us to pick a piece of paper out of a hat, and I was just like, oh, the fates have denied me this title. No, and I was just like, oh gosh. Like, when you're a kid, you make such a big deal out of those things.
Yeah.
I still make a big deal out of those things, and I'm an adult, so.
Right.
So yeah, as just from this conversation that we've had, what do you think that Nathan is?
Bum bum bum.
I'm probably a Ravenclaw, if I'm being honest. You just got that like snark and that sass to you.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very brash.
You snarky.
Yeah, you snarky, dog.
Snarky, dude. What about me?
You're definitely a Hufflepuff.
Oh my god, what? How am I a Hufflepuff?
Dude, you're just a big fucking teddy bear, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. You're very jovial, like at your heart. And you just said the word did. So I mean that's just cemented it.
I just
Snarky
said the
did.
word.
And I was like,
did.
all right, that's it.
Well, I'm actually a Ravenclaw.
Really?
Like according to so what we're using is Pottermore, like the official.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So according to that, I'm a Ravenclaw, and Nathan's a Gryffindor. So that's what.
But how many times did you guys actually take that test to get those answers?
I only took it once.
Yeah, I
I'm
only
not
took it
that big
once.
of a nerd. Like I'll
You
take it
have to- you
again
have
and
to
see if
make
it
an account
changes.
over and over to do it over and over. Screw that. Like I don't care that
You
much.
can't just take it multiple times.
I don't think so. No, after you're
Oh.
sorted, you can't. You have to like make a new account.
That's too much work because then you got to create
Yeah.
a new email. Like, nah. I'm lazy.
Anyway, we're closing in on an hour, so we're gonna go into our random thought of the day to kind of close everything out. So
All right.
it's pretty simple, or at least it should be, I guess. Favorite Disney or Pixar movie?
Oh man, I just had this conversation. And I still couldn't pick one. I have like, and you're adding in Disney because I had to. I couldn't pick one because we were talking about Pixar movies specifically, and I couldn't pick one of those. And so now you're adding in Disney, and that's going to be impossible on top of that.
You can name
Favorite.
three. Name three.
Name
faves.
three. All right. So first and foremost, because it's my favorite Disney princess, it's Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
And then probably Big Hero 6 because I
Love that movie.
absolutely love that movie. And then either Zootopia or Up.
Up was so
'Cause those were
sad.
just Up was so sad, but it's so great. It's got such a great message to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. What about you, Nathan?
I mean, you told me I couldn't pick Pirates of the Caribbean, so
Not a Disney movie. Come
it
on.
is Disney.
It is a Disney movie.
I know it is, but like, it's still not like a Disney. You know what?
Dude,
what
I was
people
looking for
mean by
posters.
Disney.
Hey, you know what? It was based off of a Disney roller coaster ride. I think it's about as Disney as you get.
Yeah. If I had to pick an animated Disney movie, I don't know, I'm probably gonna have to go with 101 Dalmatians just because I'm basic, but I love dogs, so that's why.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I couldn't really pick one. There's way too many that are good. But my favorite animated film isn't even Disney. It's DreamWorks.
What is it?
The Road to El Dorado.
Oh my god, yes!
I
I
love
love
that
that
movie.
movie so much.
Is
So
that the one
good.
with the two dudes and the horse?
Yeah, Miguel.
Yes.
and Tulio.
Yeah, it's good.
Such a good movie. But
Oh my god, honest to God, I had that movie memorized for the longest time.
yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's just a great movie. It's not even Disney. I was like, for the longest time I thought it was. But out of Disney, I really like The Rescuers Down Under. That was one of my faves.
Oh, that one's really sad though.
Yeah,
That
but
one's
it's
so
so
sad.
good.
That's the one with the rats, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's,
okay.
like-
And specifically, it's in Australia because there's
Yeah, right.
another one, just The Rescuers.
Yeah. The
That's
Rescuers Down
in
Under is like where they
Bayou.
meet the little Australian mouse, and it's
G'day, mate.
It's like where they go to save like Steve Irwin as a child, where the child is trying to help a golden eagle. No
Yeah,
joke. Like
that's
this
funny.
kid's he's like an animal conservist,
Yeah.
and these guys are hunting a golden eagle, and he wants to help save them.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, Fawnnne, I hope you had a good time. I had a really fun time talking with you.
Yeah, it was great. It was great talking with both of you.
If
She
people
just
wanna
had to throw
reach-
that both of us in there.
I did because you didn't say anything. So I was like, oh, okay. He enjoyed having a conversation with me, but you, Nathan.
I
get
enjoyed the
it.
conversation.
I
No,
never
no,
do
no.
that.
You can't talk your
Yeah.
way into this.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm done. All right,
That's
I'm gonna go
over,
sit in
dude.
the corner.
No,
it's the
if,
internet. There aren't any corners. Go sit in the void.
If people wanted to reach you or come watch you or anything, where can they do that?
Definitely on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/FAWNNNE because I'm Fawnnne.
Oh, snap.
Funny.
Snap is the same username on Twitter as well as Instagram.
There it is.
Nice.
Mhm.
There it is.
How to do my signature. There it is.
There it is.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week.